Quantum of Solace, guys. This is by far the listless, most weird James Bond film. I mean, I've seen reviews for this before I even went into it, and I knew it was going to be something different. And, well, to start, this movie didn't have a finished script. Director Mark Forster said there was a writer's strike going on at the time of production. So, coming off Casino Royale, not only did they not have a screenwriter, they just didn't have a story. They had the bare bones of a script. That's what Daniel Craig said. And he and the director, Mark Forster, wrote this film together. So what you get is not something that looks like it would be written by professionals. And Daniel Craig said, a writer, I'm not. I mean, the issues with this film are inherently in its story and the lack of interesting characters. You have Daniel Craig being James Bond, and he always plays him as hard and tough, and he's good like that, but that's not exactly the mold of Bond. Bond's supposed to be charismatic. He's supposed to be smooth. I heard someone say, Bond is royalty. You're supposed to be treating him with a certain kind of dignity that he does not get in Quantum of Solace. Quantum of Solace reduces Bond to a bland action hero. There are some things I liked about it. I liked the choppy editing at times. I thought it kind of made for a different type of movie. I mean, the Bond films are so refined. You're so used to these long takes and beautiful shots, especially if you just saw Casino Royale. I can really see how it's a disappointment because it is a step down from that elegant style of filmmaking. This is just shoddy cuts. This is people in a kitchen. There's a scene where James Bond is in a kitchen. You just see fights and you hear sound effects and running, but you can't tell at all what's going on because there's such quick cutting, and it's as if what you're hearing and seeing is not happening on screen. They're just trying to distract you. You do not know what the fuck is happening. I remember watching this and during these specific chase scenes being so disoriented and confused because this is a movie that's essentially rushing you through the story. You're just trying to get to the end, trying to get to a point. The villain in this is really just some guy named Dominic Green. I didn't think he was terrible. People were saying he didn't have scarring. He's just played by a regular dude, Matthew Almeric, and that works with me. I mean, I think bringing the Bond villains down to a base real level is fine. I think you can do that and get something out of it, but I think that at the same time, it takes away from having such a sinister and also interesting thought-provoking villain. This guy's just really a dud in a way. He just sits and is a bad leader of a global corporation, but that's what many of them are. This guy just doesn't have anything that stands out, but that's fine. Also, the Bond girl in this, Camille, is just also forgettable. She's just got a pouty face, and her name's Camille, that's it. There's nothing like Pussy Galore or Plenty O'Toole. So I see why people are annoyed with it. And to me, this film could have worked. I think it's an hour and 46 minutes. It has the problems there that it's not so elegant and refined, but it just is so bland, and it's also very featureless. It doesn't have anything that really makes it stick with the Bond tropes. So if they actually did more character development and spent time building up their women and building up the villain, even because they do a good job with him, I just think they need to have more scenes, I guess, like, of him torturing someone or showing Bond coming to the rescue. It just feels so cut and dry, like an action movie you would just walk into any theater and see. It's so averagely shot and cut, and I think, again, that could work, just you need a better story, and it does need somewhat better direction because it is a little all over the place. So Quantum of Solace is an alright movie, but for the Bond films, I can see how it's a step down from that really cool filmmaking that Casino Royale brought everyone into.